Versus TV 24 season 2.
Yep.
I'm excited about this one.
I mean, hey, to start it off, we got a special guest.
A boy over there.
Ashton Khan.
Ashton Khan.
You know what it is, man. Very special guest. I know this individual for a number of years. And he's gonna school you off to some game. I don't know what to say about this guy, man. He's been to Scarborough, he's been to the States, he's been to Europe, China, like he's been all around the world. He needs a new passport. I don't know how many passports this guy has, bro. Like, it's ridiculous, man.
Welcoming to Versus TV 24 season 2 with Ashton Khan.
Okay, well, what do you think about the Raptors?
Man, obviously growing up in Toronto, you always, you want to support your home team.
Right.
It was great to see them win. I think it was 2019.
Yeah, 2019.
Yeah. I remember that day vividly because I was walking down the street in China, like watching the game on my phone.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Just see if they would win. So I mean, that was a big moment for the city.
Yeah.
And I think they have a lot of growth to do now and like a lot more pieces that they need to get back to that stage.
Mm-hmm.
But, it was still a big moment for the city, for sure.
Yeah. So what were you doing in China at the time?
I was playing on a professional basketball team out there.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I was in my first season out there.
Yeah. How many seasons did you play out there?
Two.
Okay.
Two.
Nice.
COVID.
Yeah. How was that experience?
You know what? That's probably I went there in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing in Europe my whole career prior to that, and I just felt something in my spirit say, I need to change. I need to make a change.
Right.
Yeah, I felt like I was settling,
Okay.
and I wanted to get uncomfortable, put myself in a new environment, and just figure it out.
Right. That's always good for growth.
Yeah, it was probably the best thing I've done for myself in terms of growing as a person and learning, educating myself.
Right, true. I respect that, man.
Yeah.
I respect that.
So here at Versus TV 24, as usual, we're going to show you a clip.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Actually, for this segment, we're going to show you 2 clips.
Okay, cool.
Superman start you off.
Let's go.
All right. So
What's
Got
gonna
2
happen is
clips.
I'll show you a clip, and you just tell the audience. You just give a breakdown of what you see.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Here you go. Press play when you're ready.
Press play. Got you.
Sorry to interrupt the interview, guys. We got a special announcement to make. We got a subscriber contest, right? So don't forget to subscribe. That's 1. Like. That's 2. And hit that notification bell. All right? Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section so you could win $200, okay? Each month it restarts. So you can win $200 this month and then win $200 next month. Please leave us a like because it really helps out small channels like us grow big and give you what you like. All right? Back to interview. Let's go.
Back door. Who was that? D-Will?
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, okay, so the clip got sent, right? Let me tell you to give the audience a little run, catch them up on what happened with this clip. So, clip got sent, and when I see your game, D-Will comes to mind for me.
Okay.
Right? So I was like, oh, we gotta do D-Will.
Right.
We gotta, because
Yeah.
So then I was like, we're gonna show the dunk, but I was like, man, Ashton can't jump over a pop can.
Yeah. That's true. And that was a right hand finish. I'm a left hand finisher.
He's a lefty. Yeah. Like people usually send him left, thinking because he's right-handed, but he finishes better with his left.
Right.
So I'm just like, okay, but this, like, break it down. Let us know what you see.
Yeah, I think what happened in this clip, I think it was the other guard got caught with the ball, right? So as the point guard, he picked up his dribble too early, right? But when he picked up his dribble, he couldn't get the pass off because both wings were being denied.
Right.
But as he picked up his dribble and kind of startled to make a pass to the right, the guy guarding on his left side kind of fell asleep because he thought, okay, I did my job.
Exactly.
And then he got backdoored. So, that's a learning lesson.
Backdoor,
your job's never done until your team has the basketball.
Exactly.
Kids,
repeat that, please.
The job's never done until your team secures the basketball and has possession of the ball. Other than that, play defense, see man, see ball.
Well
You heard
said.
it from the man.
Well said.
All right, we got another clip.
Yep.
But just before we go into that,
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. When you showed me that clip,
Yeah.
'cause I forget which clip did I show you first, and then you trumped it by sending
Yeah,
this one.
yeah.
Because it made sense.
Right.
Right.
Like when I thought about it, I'm like, when I was previewing your past footage on
Okay, okay.
YouTube and
Yeah,
whatnot, and then he sends me that, I'm like, yeah, I see the similarities.
Yeah, there's some similarities.
Yep.
Makes sense.
For sure. I can see that.
Alright, so moving on to the next one,
Okay.
I want you to break this down for us.
All right.
You're definitely familiar with this, just based off the title alone, but you went off. Show me what this.
See? Oh. Okay, so this is a summer, maybe like 4 or 5 summer. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, the OVO tournament.
Yeah.
See the thing is, I'll tell you something about this, right? I did play well. I think I had like 35. I think I like averaged like 35 in the tournament.
Oh, that's nice.
He was like,
Yeah.
I went down to watch. I was like, God damn,
Yeah.
this boy got
But
nice.
you see, the thing is like basketball's confidence.
Right.
Playing in this game, I'm on a team. Everybody knows me on my team, and everybody on the sideline coaching us believes in me. I'm their guy when it comes to like we trust you.
Right.
So now you're playing with another level of confidence, right? I've never been a player to like shoot all the shots, but when you have guys on the sideline that are like, we want you to go,
So are you pass first?
I mix it up.
Okay.
But like,
you facilitate.
I facilitate, right? Especially at the pro level, I had to facilitate a lot because there's always a 6'6" shooter that is a scorer. So you're like, okay,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. You got to get him off, right?
yeah, just don't forget about me, but I got you, right? But in this game, like, I'm thinking back to Heron Park Community Center where I grew up.
That's exactly what I was.
So that's how I'm playing.
So don't worry about that.
Yeah, even though there's other NBA and professional players on the court, I'm looking at it like this is Heron Park.
Exactly.
So I'm shooting like I'm in the gym when I grew up.
You're comfortable.
Very comfortable. Very comfortable.
Clearly in the zone.
Yeah, I was in the zone. Yeah, I had a lot of threes, step backs, like, but everyone on the sideline wasn't surprised.
Exactly. We already know what it was.
They already know what I can do.
Yeah.
Only people that are surprised are that maybe don't see me play in those environments often.
Right. I'm not even gonna lie, man. I must have rewinded that like 7 times.
Bro, look,
Like,
the first time I met him, I went to go see my cousin Andrew in
Yeah.
Alicia,
Yeah,
right? I knew of him before I met him. He knew of me before he met me, right? So when I pulled up, there was a little rim outside. We were out there shooting, and this guy pulls up, right? Man's like, "You're junior? Let's go one-on-one right now."
Yeah. That's how I was.
Yeah.
That's how I
how did
was.
you guys feel of each other? Was it just through street ball? Or?
Yeah, like he was nice and I was nice.
Yeah,
so
I heard it, yep.
like I heard like Andrew was like, "Yo, my friend, my boy, like he's nice." Like you
And
know
I heard
what
of him through my brother. Him and my brother are the same age.
Right. So
I heard
me
of
and
him
his
through my
older brother the
yeah.
same age. So as like, and I'm like 2-3 years older than him.
Yeah.
So at that young age, and he see me, he's like, "Yo, one-on-one right now."
That's
I'm
why I
like,
used
Still
to.
living by Heron Park around there?
Yeah,
Because
right.
you just mentioned Heron
Yeah.
Park.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
in Scarborough.
So
That's why I always used to be.
bro,
Play
like
everybody one-on-one.
that he just like, and I'm like, who is this little freak? That same smile right here, bro.
Yeah. Always one-on-one.
Like always, it's one-on-one. Let's go. I like frig, man.
When I was that reminds me of a story. I was a freshman in college. I just came out of high school in the U.S. and I was at my Division I school, and I'm like, I asked like some other sophomores on the team like, who was the leading scorer last year? Who's the senior? And it was a guy from Harlem, New York. I'm like, yo, where's he live? Right? And they're like, oh, he lives over there where like the seniors live, because we're over there where the freshmen live. Like it's not as nice.
Yeah.
So I go over there and I knock on his door. And
already.
yeah, we didn't even meet yet. I'm like, yo, I'm on the team, blah, blah, blah. Let's go play one-on-one. Like, right now, let's just go play one-on-one.
Is this
Let's see
your-
where we're at.
Is this your version of scouting?
Yeah, that was my version of like seeing where I'm at. He led the team in scoring as a junior. He's supposed to be the best team as a senior this upcoming season. Let's go play one-on-one and just see where we're at.
You evaluate your game based off of.
Supreme
Yeah.
confidence.
Yeah.
Supreme
I like that.
confidence.
I like that.
Well, we're coming from Scarborough. It's like the only way to get to that next level is you have to have that supreme confidence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? To be able to, especially when we were playing to really get noticed on the AAU scene, travel ball scene, high school scene, you had to have that extra level of confidence.
Like we went through some crazy battles at Heron Park. Like Heron Park was crazy because it was like in the middle of like 4 or 3 different blocks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you have the Malvern guys that come, friggin' G-Way, us from like right around the Heron Park.
Yeah.
And then you'll have like the Mornell guys, like everyone will have their team, their 4 that they come with, like the best 4 on the block, you know what I mean?
Nice.
And we'd have to represent the friggin' gym, because the gym was in our block.
So you said it was all love?
No, it was all love.
Like no turf war?
No, it wasn't none of that. It was just,
it was all love.
A lot of talking, a lot of.
It was competitive for sure.
Yeah.
It was very competitive.
And like, we take some L's, but we give it back, you know what I mean? And like, yeah, man, those were the best battles ever, because West End guys would hear about that and pull up. You know what I mean? Guys like Corey would have to pull up. Yeah, like it was that crazy. You know? It was that crazy.
Yeah, I used to bring Corey there all the time. Yeah. We used to, all the time, because he was like in Durham. So we'd bring him down, you know, just to get, you know, competitive. And allow him to show his game to people in Scarborough. Even though I think he's originally from Scarborough, but you know, he spent a lot of time.
You know what game I remember?
Oh, yeah.
Bro, you and Corey against me and Ben.
Oh.
Yeah?
Bro.
So listen.
Bro.
Don't keep us
they won.
Okay, I like that. You're kind of.
No, look, real, you know what I mean? But I'm sorry, Ben. I'm gonna throw you under the bus right now. But I was so mad, because Corey was scoring on Ben. Like, every time he touched the ball, he'd score on Ben. I'm like, yo, Ben, are you gonna play some D, bro? Like, come on. And then Corey was smiling, and then Ashton would be like, yo, smile, chill, bro, chill. Like, it's like dog. You know what I mean? But, man, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Amazing times.
Yeah. So talk about high school ball.
Yeah, high school ball was interesting. I left my area, so I grew up in Morningside and Lawrence. So the schools that I would have went to would be West Hill or Laurier. Right. Those would be the schools that everybody went to coming from my area.
Right.
I had a unique situation where a lot of guys on my travel team lived in Malvern. So I'm like, okay, and my travel coach was gonna be coaching at the high school. So I had to make a decision, like, do I go to a school where I don't really know many people and kind of change up my environment? Right. Or do I just stay comfortable and go to West Hill, go to Laurier? So I actually enrolled in West Hill, and I showed up on the first day, and halfway through the day, I was like, you know what? Something was telling me just get on the bus and just keep going down.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, just keep going down. I felt like if I wanted to develop, I need to go over there. Because at West Hill, all my friends were there. Mother Teresa was just basketball players that I knew. It wasn't my friends from the neighborhood.
So was it like a toss-up between Mother Teresa and I think, what's the next one? Pearson's right there?
Yeah, Pearson's right there.
Pearson's
but it was just Mother Teresa, because I knew it was like my teammates from Scarborough Blues.
And Pope is right.
Pope's there too.
So military drill, right?
Yeah. So I just made the decision to just go to Mother Teresa, man. And it was a tough transition, but it made it work. It made it work.
So how was hooping there?
Hooping there was good. I think that the best thing that happened to me probably was the coach there at the time. I don't think he coaches there anymore. Richard Gallagher, Coach Gallagher. He told me that after my freshman year, I'm not allowed to play basketball at the school unless I play on the varsity team. Like on the senior team. Senior team.
Senior.
Spent too much time in the U.S.
Yeah.
Senior team, right? Okay. And for me, as a kid, going into my second year of high school, I wanted to play with my friends.
So this is like grade 10?
Grade 10. I'm in grade 10. Like, I want to play on the junior team just because it's more fun. You could dominate more.
And he's trying to recruit you on the
senior.
He said the only way to stay at this school and play basketball is to play on the senior team. Like, you're going to be our point guard.
That's a compliment to your game.
It's a compliment to the game, right? But you're not thinking far ahead. You're just thinking like it's always been fun. And now I got to go play with some other players that are like grade 12 and 5th years. And I'm gonna get the starting role and start taking people's spots and make it uncomfortable for people that are in their last year of high school. And I don't even really know them like that.
Exactly.
But then I'm just this skinny, light-skinned kid, I'm the point guard of the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm sure that could have rubbed some people the wrong way. I wasn't trying to do that, but that was probably the best decision that he helped me make, because it put me in a situation where I was being a leader of older players at like 15, 16 years old. Right. So that helped me develop a lot. So that was probably the first real development stage in my game right there. Yeah, tough year for sure.
Yeah.
Tough
So,
year.
how was your senior year?
Senior year was amazing. We won the TDCAA. I think that's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
It's been a while. We won the championship. I think we beat Pope in the finals, and then we went to OFSA, but we lost in the finals. But again, I was playing against older players, because there's fifth year in Canada. We had the fifth year, right?
Right.
So I'm like, oh, next year it's over. Like, we're gonna win for sure. We lost by like. I actually lost because I missed a shot at the buzzer to win it. I missed a 3. We lost by 2. I missed a 3. So I was like, next year we'll be able to win it. But then I actually ended up going to high school in the States the following year. I went to prep school the next year.
Was that on a scholarship?
Yeah, it was on a scholarship. Yeah. It was definitely on a scholarship. You don't want to pay those prices. Pay those prices. Yeah.
It's crazy.
So it was definitely a scholarship, and it was like the number one. We ended up being the number one prep school in the country. We won the state championship, national championship, and I was able to redeem myself from missing the game winner. So I'll tell you a story. The coach is drawing up the play. We had the number one shooting guard in the country, Will Barton. Yeah. Play for the Nuggets.
Yeah.
So coach is running up the play for him.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about me missing the shot at Eastern Commerce. I'm like, nah, hell no. I'm looking at Big Mo, because Big Mo is there too.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Big Mo like, you know I'm not passing, right? I gotta make up for missing in Canada. You know? So it was just a play for him to come off a down screen, catch the ball, and do his thing. He's the number one shooting guard in the nation. Give the ball to him, good things happen.
Right.
So I come off a screen and I look at him and I just be like, it's not open, coach. You know? My bad, coach. Time's running out.
He came off too late, coach.
He came off too late. Yeah, I don't want to turn it over. So then, I drive to the basket and I put up a floater and it goes in, and it helps us seal the win.
Lefty?
Lefty for sure. Got back to I was on the right side, got back to my left side just to make sure I don't miss it.
This man finishes better with his left.
So I was able to redeem myself.
Kyrie like?
Yeah, but before Kyrie, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was a big moment for us too, like winning the state championship, and I was able to kind of redeem myself a little bit.
How much time was on the clock?
There was probably like 11 seconds left. I probably scored it with like 2 seconds to go.
Okay, nice.
Put us up by like 2 points, and then the team.
And you were aware of the time too.
Yeah, I was aware of the time. Yeah.
Nice.
No, I was gonna make her miss that shot no matter what. It's my last high school, like one of my last high school games too.
So how was that transition, basketball-wise, and level of play between Canada and America?
That's a good question. We get to the school, me and Big Mo, Maurice Walker. A lot of people know who that is.
Yeah.
So we're thinking we're gonna dominate because we just came from Mother Teresa and we dominated.
Right.
So we're like, high school ball's fairly easy, to be honest, right? I get into the gym for the first day, and they're like, oh, there's some of your teammates. So I had like the basketball, and one of the teammates, Will Barton, he's like, yo, let me get the rock. So I give him the rock. He's wearing the school uniform. He goes up to the rim casually and just puts it through his legs.
And we're excited to have you on board as Will Barton.
Did he just go between his legs, reverse dunk?
He did. Wow. That's how you close the show right there. The people's champ puts it away.
So I look at Big Mo like, yo, it's gonna be a long year.
It's a culture shock.
Yeah, I'm like, he just put it through his legs. Is he in high school? Like, check his ID. It was crazy.
That's nuts.
So we had 9 D1 players that year, so it was very competitive in practice. The point guard I went at every day was the starting point guard with Joel Embiid and Andrew Wiggins at Kansas. Okay. Yeah, so I had good battles with him in practice, making me better every day. In Canada, we had good point guards, but it wasn't the starting point guard of Kansas, right?
Right, exactly.
He went on to play at Kansas for like 3 years. So I was going at him every day. So I was getting better in practice than some of the games.
Right.
Because practice was so competitive. And the coach, who's still there today, was really good at creating a very competitive atmosphere.
Right. That's always good.
Yeah.
That's always good, man.
At this point, are you thinking the possibility of making it to the league?
That's a good question. No one ever asked me that. Like, no one really ever asked me that. They just assume. Coming from where I came from, I never even thought about the NBA, to be honest with you.
Right.
My mind was small. Like, I'm just playing. Like, what I'm doing is basically like, I play hard, and I was training a lot, so there was opportunities kept falling in my lap.
Right.
So I just took them as they came. it probably wasn't even until I was a junior in college when I thought about playing professionally. It wasn't like I was a 15-year-old kid working out like I want to make it to the league. I never even thought that far.
So then when you're saying professionally, it didn't matter if you made the league or overseas?
By the time I made that decision, like, yo, I can play pro. Like, it's becoming realistic. The league wasn't as in reach as it would have been if I made different decisions coming out of high school.
Right.
Yeah, coming out of high school, going to probably a different Division I and stuff like that. Yeah.
So all those little things matter.
All those little steps matter, man. But the way I look at it is like, everywhere that I went, there was a reason why I was there. For example, like, I probably went to a Division I program that was lower than the offers that I had. I went to Canisius College. I could have went to some bigger schools like Virginia Tech. They played in the ACC versus Duke versus North Carolina. But I met my wife at Canisius. Would have never met my wife if I took certain offers. 'Cause I had some family stuff back home, so I wanted to be close. Canisius is in Buffalo. Toronto's 2-hour drive. It allowed me to be close. Right? So I probably wouldn't have met my wife, to be honest. So I look at it like that's probably another big blessing that you know, God's given me.
What do you think about all the hype with the WNBA right now, and even Toronto in 2026?
Yeah, I seen that.
We're gonna have our own female or WNBA team.
I love it. You know, I think Caitlin Clark, right? You can't really say women's basketball without saying her name at the moment, because she brought a lot of attention. But I think as I started to realize that she probably helped a lot of people put their eyes on the game, but now you're realizing that some of these girls are actually really incredible, right? That I didn't even know. Some of them are so incredible. So I think it's really good that a lot of people are putting their eyes on women's basketball, because they've been putting in work for a lot of years. They've been putting in a lot of work, and it's good to see that the game is getting appreciated. That a lot of players from college, not just Caitlin Clark, there's like a handful that's been able to bring over their fan base to the WNBA. And now there's a whole new wave of eyes on the league. Media is picking up more of the league. Attendances has gone like triple. And then, expansion. I think they're going to get up to 16 teams in the next like 4 years.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
That's great for them.
But do you think it was the popularity of the players that you just mentioned? Was it, or is it the marketing that they now implemented in the WNBA?
Yeah.
Because the WNBA has been out for more than
27 years or something.
Right. And it's just now that they're getting that big buzz.
No, it's definitely the college players mixed with the marketing. Because the college players make it easy to market. For example, Iowa University had a preseason game. There's 55,000 people at the game. Preseason, 55,000.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So like, the marketing opportunities are there a lot more now. Because of college has like the NIL deals. There's just a lot. It's just the landscape has changed. And women basketball is growing like immensely. So it's really good to see.
And women empowerment at the moment too.
That's big too.
Yeah, it's huge. It's working in their favor also.
Yeah, that's big.
I want to ask, going back to playing in Canada. So your high school years.
Yeah, my high school years.
Playing in the States. And then playing overseas. Can you like break down the different experiences when it comes to like the cultural aspect of all three environments?
I can like
all the lifestyle. Even the difference in basketball itself. Like the Europeans clearly play different than
they do. They do. Right? I think the way to break it down, like it's I can intertwine it with like a life learning, right? High school in Canada, if you go to high school in Canada and you're from Canada, it's a bit comfortable. Especially if you go to your home school, like it's a bit comfortable. You go to the States, that's your first like culture shock. Even though like they still speak English and everything's in English, and it's still a culture shock.
Right, you're an outsider.
Yes, I would say the biggest difference is probably strength and athleticism. It's probably like a huge difference. The strength, athleticism. That's probably like the biggest difference, like going from like high school basketball to high school basketball in the States. Right? It's a little more competitive. I mean, they have way more people there, right? So they have a lot more hoopers.
Do they train harder or
do they have more knowledge of the game?
They have more resources.
Yeah, they have more resources. They have more people. So that, there's going to be more good players. Right? So every time you play another team, there's an opportunity for them to have 3-4 good players too. Maybe in high school in Canada when I was playing, maybe it's like 1 or 2 players.
Right.
They have 3 to 5 players.
Yeah.
So in the States, you develop that physical and mental toughness?
Yeah, well, yeah, because you get ripped out of your environment, right? So there was one time in my life where I couldn't see past Scarborough, right? So I get ripped out of my environment, get thrown into a new environment. It's very uncomfortable, but I'm learning through it the whole time, and I'm getting more comfortable with who I am as a person and growing within that environment and adapting to a new environment.
Right.
Then overseas is like where they really rip the Band-Aid off.
Right.
Yeah, because now it's a totally different language. You know, totally different, the way that people move, like your teammates, right? The way they move and the way they act and what's funny to them and what's not funny to them, it's a lot different. You know what I'm saying? So you're adapting to like, trying to get along with all your teammates, but you don't know what makes them go, what makes them tick. Especially as a point guard, you gotta be the leader. So I think, but to intertwine it into life, I think that a lot of players that play overseas, what I see, that come from North America, they miss the aspect of growth because they go to practice, they go home. They go to practice, they go home. They go to the game, they go home. Anything that's not like home, they don't want to do. So now you're missing out on the opportunity to widen your perspective in life and grow as a person and see other opportunities. So I think if you could take advantage of that overseas, that'll probably be a bigger life teacher for you than basketball itself.
So I think once upon a time, every hooper was just focused on making it to the league.
Yeah.
But I'm noticing now with overseas, it presents you that same opportunity. Would you say?
I would say that there's more information now, because when I was coming up, it wasn't so much overseas talk that there is now.
Okay, do overseas players get paid as much as the NBA players?
No, but they are getting more now in different leagues.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay, but you can live. Like,
no, you can live comfortably. Yeah, you can live, but
here's why I left Europe, right? You want me to be honest or no?
Yeah, no.
Want to be honest?
Let's do it.
A lot of guys go overseas, right? It doesn't really matter what you make coming out of college. Most likely you don't have a lot of resources from where you come from, like especially if you come from the city. So whatever check you get, you're thankful, you're still playing basketball, you're grateful, and you're playing professional. What helps is that they cover your expenses, like they give you a free house, a free car, right? So here's what happens. A lot of guys stay in Europe, but there comes a point where if you're not at a certain league, it starts to actually be detrimental because you're not learning and growing in other skills, and you're 28 now. And yes, you're making a little bit of money, but it's not money that you can come back to whatever city you're from and start a real life.
So you can't provide for your family? You
can't like buy a house or like buy your own, no, especially like the way that people's minds are when it comes to how to spend money. That's a whole nother topic. So you get your money, yes, you get to keep all your money except for food, so it's great. So it looks like a lot of money, but what's your perception of a lot of money? Where do you come from? Your environment, where you grow up, tells you what's a lot of money. So you may hear $5,000, you may think that's a lot of money. But then you realize quickly, when you go back to Toronto, which is very expensive, even if you saved up $20,000, what can you do? Like that. You can spend that almost in the summer and have to go back and re-up again.
Yep, easily.
How about this? Do you think there'll ever be a time here in Canada where players don't have to necessarily go overseas to get paid? You could stay right here at home.
It's tough, you know, to like really get those high salaries. Like, it would have to be a lot more growth in Canada to be able to provide players with like high six-figure, $1 million contracts. You can get those in Europe. There's guys from the city like doing very well in Europe for sure. But it's very few. But that's what makes like Europe so interesting. No one knows what anybody makes except for the people that play there, like me. Plus, I worked in the agency business as I was playing with my agent. So I know what leagues pay and what teams pay in those leagues. So I know, because that was my field. But you can come back home and say, I play pro, and everyone's like, yo, that guy's the man. but hold on, but the firefighter is making more.
Exactly. Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
The firefighter just doesn't have the IG pics.
It's deception, man.
I'm just here to keep it real with you.
Deception runs our society right
I'm
now.
here to keep it real. So
Yeah.
that's where I see a lot of people where it's like, you did it. You know, you're 28, you've played pro for 6-7 years. Find that new skill. It's gonna be uncomfortable, but as basketball players that are able to make it to that level, because it's not easy to make that level, you have the intangible skills, you have what it takes to thrive in another sector in life.
Right.
You know how to work hard, you know how to be disciplined, you know how to be consistent, you know how to be mentally tough, or else you wouldn't be there.
Right.
So you're already in a 1% position. You can take those skills and transfer them into start something new for yourself that's gonna help you sustain your life after basketball, because we all retire pretty young as well.
Just keep that same competitive drive.
Keep that same competitive drive, and you just have to be willing to get uncomfortable again, right?
I'm noticing when I do searches on you on the tube,
Yeah.
I am seeing the AK logo stamped on
Oh
the
yeah.
website. Is that your facility or?
Yeah. So when I
would
was,
you like to tell them more?
Yeah.
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 Tell the audience a little bit more about that.
Yeah, when I was in China, I got the opportunity to be around a lot of businessmen and be around a lot of people that thought a lot bigger than me. That was my first time where I was like sitting in rooms and trying to understand what everyone was talking about and how big they saw life. And even to be able to understand those conversations, I started to take Mandarin lessons just to be able to understand. Yeah, I was speaking Mandarin.
Right.
It was pretty cool, yeah. I got an opportunity because I had a name in the city to start my own academy. And I had a really unique situation where I hired some US coaches that played high Division I to come down and coach and also teach English.
Right.
So it was like a basketball school where you can learn English, because that was important to the to the families. But then you can also learn basketball. So I was trying to appease both parents.
Right.
Mother wants their kids to learn academics, which was English.
Right.
Fathers wants their kids to go to the CBA or MBA, which was basketball.
Exactly.
So I'm like, I can put both together.
Right.
So I built a facility out there, like using my logo, my name, flew some people in, 2 from the US, 1 from Italy, and we were able to start. Yeah, and we have some coaches out there as well, some Chinese coaches that run it today.
Right.
And then I talk to them all the time. They video call me today. Yeah. So the program's still running, and I still oversee it from here.
Right. Nice. Nice, man. Nice.
I'm gonna throw a few words at you. You tell me what comes to mind.
All right.
Financial moves.
What comes to mind is understanding that finance is a whole different language that no one really knows. Why? Because when you're going through the system, it's not something that's bestowed upon you and they teach you.
Right.
So when you say finances, I think have to be self-taught. I think you have to go and search it out by meeting other people. I think you need to network. I think you need to read books, listen to podcasts, and go out of your way to gain true financial knowledge. Yeah.
Ashton Khan at 35.
Like, where will I be? That's a good question. Honestly, I'm actually writing a book about this.
Nice.
It's just, to me, it's about freedom. So for me, it's about creating a life where it's almost like you put all your resources and investments in a cup that creates freedom, and you just pour it over your family.
Right.
Because that's where I want my time to be. With my daughter, with my wife, with my friends, with my parents, because you sacrifice so much time away from them playing overseas for so long. Or I haven't lived in Canada since 17, right? So that's probably like 15 years.
Yeah.
Right? So almost half my life has been outside of Canada.
Right.
So 35 in a few years, it's continue to enjoy the fruits of my labor and continue to build freedom and see if I can bring people along the way.
I'll even piggyback off of that. Ashton Khan at 40. Now your daughter is 7?
Yeah, I have it mapped out. So I'm doing a unique way of educating my daughter. We're doing like private education. So she's gonna educate with us because I want to control her environment and what she learns.
Yeah.
So I guess you could call it homeschool, but it's gonna be with traveling. So I'm gonna put her in uncomfortable situations. So like daughter's at 7, she'll be in an academy for maybe 2 months in Spain. She might come home and be like, Daddy, no one speaks English. They only speak Spanish. I said, good.
Yeah.
Go learn some Spanish.
Exactly.
Go get uncomfortable and learn the world and feel out how to adapt to new environments.
You know what's crazy? I'm currently enrolled in a Spanish class right now.
Me
Yeah.
too. Same, yeah.
It's important.
Yeah, man, have to be.
So, you know, my wife and I already spoke about this. We're going to be, you know, raising our daughter in different environments. We bought a property outside of the US, outside of Canada, that we're going to go to a lot as well. We feel like the environment there is really good to raise children. It's a very healthy environment to be around. And there's a lot less toxicity, especially for young girls.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're going to put her in that environment for a couple months out of the year as
Right.
well, just to have that perspective of life, that safety.
Just from what you're saying, this word I'm gonna throw at you.
Yeah.
Seems to push you. Growth.
Yeah, I think growth is like, in my book, right? There's a chapter called The Importance of Learning. The first sentence is, the first thing I learned is how important it is to learn. The second sentence is, I have to unlearn everything I've learned.
Right.
I have to grow now. I was learning certain things, obviously, like to be a survivor.
Right.
Right, because you're surviving, right? But now, I'm learning
Pretty
how to
much
thrive.
that's what you've been doing since 17. You've
Since
been
17.
Surviving.
Yeah. Now I'm learning how to thrive. And now I'm learning how to explore life at a different quality of life that I don't know if I even thought at 17 I would get that opportunity. Right? Now I'm able to put my dad in certain places where he wakes up, he starts crying. Because he doesn't even know how his son brought him here.
Right.
So I wake up my dad in the morning and his tears go. You know, so I'm able to give my parents some of the overflow of blessings that God given me.
Right.
Can you give us a time frame as to when this book will be released?
Next summer.
Next summer.
Yeah, next summer. Just working at it slowly. I live in a nice community where there's like a beach. It's like a resort, so I can go there, sit under the tree, you know, play some music and just write.
Right.
Just write
Just
all my
zone out.
ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just mostly about obsessing over people's problems more than they obsess over it themselves.
Right.
And that's about how to be free and unlock your time without being strapped down to the system and always having to trade your time for money and always having to go to work.
I'll be picking up a book. You know what I'm saying?
I'll pick up a book.
Yeah,
Where do they
pick-
find you? On Instagram?
Yeah, on Instagram, Ashton Khan 15. I got my website, lifecoachacon.com. So that's mostly the places where people find me.
So before we started filming,
Yeah.
we were chopping it up a little bit, and you mentioned something that you would want to help
Yeah.
help with or help the city with.
Yeah.
Right. So elaborate on that a little bit.
So every now and again, I get these phone calls from previous players that may have just, you know, throughout the basketball community in
Right.
Toronto. And it's very disappointing to me that the way life is, but there's nothing we can do about it. And what's disappointing is that guys can make it to Division I, high major, Final Four, Elite Eight, Team Canada, top D1s. Then maybe even go overseas. But then when they come back around, it's like limited resources, limited knowledge, scraping by, trying to coach, trying to find a gym to train a kid at.
Right.
And it's like you've done so well and been able to do some amazing things, but there's no big reward at the end. So it's kind of frustrating to me. So I get these phone calls sometimes, and you know, I'm not going to throw any names out there, but guys that just need help or guidance or even money. And I feel like there could be something where it helps athletes make a smoother transition from basketball. Because they could be 28, 32, or 35, and they spent the last 15 years working on a pull-up jump shot, a step back, a floater. All that stuff is nice, but now what are you gonna do?
Right.
Because we're not playing for Golden State Warriors. We're not playing for the Los Angeles Lakers. We don't have hundreds of millions of dollars to fall back on to give us that cushion to figure it out.
Exactly.
We kind of need to figure it out like right now.
Exactly.
You know, so I was talking to Junior about helping professional athletes, even the ones that are doing well.
Right.
How do you transition out? Because even the ones that are doing well, that could have made a lot of money, there's one thing to have money, there's a whole other thing, can you keep the money? You know, so it's being able to learn that information, and you're not just gonna get that information, like I said earlier, by just living life. You gotta be seeking the information.
Right, exactly.
Going out of your way to obtain that knowledge and apply that knowledge. So I'll give you an example. Let's say us three, right? Junior, Ash, Pimo. Junior has to go 3 kilometers. He's gonna run 3 kilometers. I gotta go 5 kilometers. Pimo has to go 10 kilometers. Who do you think's gonna win? Most people would say Junior. He has a shorter distance. I'm gonna say Pimo. Why Pimo? Because Junior's jogging. I'm riding a bicycle. Pimo's driving a car. So Pimo's gonna finish first. Not only is he gonna finish first, he's gonna do more kilometers than we could have done in a shorter span of time. I'm gonna finish second because I was on a bicycle. So I was able to do 5 kilometers before he was done 3.
Right.
So I still went further than Junior. But look, you finish first, I finish second, he finishes third. But he's the most tired. I'm the second most tired, you're the least most tired. And it's the same thing, like what vehicle are you using to make money?
To make money, son.
We can't jog or walk to make money. We get the least amount of money back and we get exhausted. When there's a guy driving a car, triple laps us, and he's like singing music out the window.
Exactly.
We gotta get into the right car.
Yo, that was a free tip right there. You better get the book.
Coach Ash. Life coach.
Life coach
All
now,
right?
life coach.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Yes, man.
I
keep going.
appreciate it.
Bless, man, of course. Yes, sir.
You know, you already know.
Appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate you guys.
We need to play ones. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what it is, brother.
Appreciate you guys.
TV 24.
Yep.
You already know.
Versus TV, this was a special one. Let's
Thanks.
get it, man.
Appreciate it.